Good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. We have been living in a very lengthy time period, in not just American history, but human history, of good times. I don't know that we've ever, as a people, gone through such a long period of good times. And the result of that is weakness. And we see that over and over again. And the enemy knows that, which is why they're pushing so hard for their agenda. They know that while there may be a lot of people that talk of a fighting spirit, that far too many of them have become domesticated. That far too many of them are all talk, and that's it. Many of you are familiar with Jordan Peterson's philosophy of dangerous men. There's a YouTuber by the name of John Lovell who has the channel Warrior Poets Society, and he talks a bit about a dangerous man and what dangerous men really are. I'll leave a link to that video in the description, and I encourage you to go over and watch this video by the Warrior Poets Society. This dangerous man, and when I say man, I mean women too, it's kind of a rare thing anymore. We have been taught for the last couple of decades that it is wrong and evil to be capable of great and dangerous things, that masculinity and toughness and resolve are just evil things, that we should be soft and that we should be feminized. And I don't mean that in a negative way to women, but that we should give up our responsibility of toughness because we live in such a sophisticated and modern world that there's no longer any reason to be tough. Well, I beg to differ. It is at those times that warriors, when they become weak men, and there are no more warriors, that is when evil rises up. It's inevitable. It's constantly repeating itself throughout history. And we are seeing it right now in our day and age here in the United States. A nation that was founded on the blood, sweat, tears, ideas of warriors, true warriors, philosophers, statesmen, men of great honor that fought very hard and gave up a lot to create a nation of good times. And it happened over and over again in our history, where these warriors would rise up and would go off and defend freedom and liberty and the very moral fabric that we stand on here. But for the last few decades, it's been too easy on people. It's been too comfortable. I had a friend once, he was much older than I. He was a retired Army colonel. And he was quite the character also. He's passed on, long since passed on now. He told me once, kind of in a joking but serious way, he said, you know what? You know what would actually change this country? What would wake her up? Wake the people up that need to be awoken and make some serious changes? He said they should pass a law outlawing the use of air conditioners. And I thought for a moment, what's he talking about? He said, too many people are so comfortable sitting there in their air conditioning, watching their TV, their sports, doing whatever, that they're not aware of what's actually going on outside in the world. He says, and maybe if we go in and shut off their air conditioners, they'll go outside and they'll realize how this nation is falling apart. He told me that about 20 years ago. What would he think is going on now? There needs to be a rise of dangerous men and women. This is our time. And it doesn't really matter at this point anymore who gets elected. It doesn't matter so much who is determined to be the winner, because that evil has shown its ugly head. It has exposed itself. This evil that for many years those of us have been aware exists. We've been talking about it. We've been trying to get people to see it. And they keep saying, oh no, not in this country. Oh, we would never do that. Oh, that's ridiculous. We would never go down that road. What, communism in America? No, we fought communism and we ran it out of our country. We would never accept that kind of ideology in this country. But now it has exposed itself. It has made itself known, and many, many, many more people now realize the thing that you and I have been talking about for so many years is true, that it really does exist in this country. And there really is this effort globally to have a major shift, not just in this country, but around the world, that will absolutely destroy the thing that our ancestors have fought for so many years. Freedom, the liberties, the moral fabric that makes us what we are will be destroyed under this globalist idea. The only thing that can stop it is not one particular man that takes the White House or one particular person that draws large crowds at a rally. Oh, they could be a leader and be a spokesperson and even be a statesman. But if there's not enough dangerous men and women that will rise up and say, not now, not ever, then it will all be in vain. We cannot continue to just hope that the next good president or next good governor or next good congressman or whomever is going to keep the enemy at bay. The only way for that enemy to go away is for enough dangerous people to stand up and pledge their lives and their sacred honor to ensuring that it will no longer exist in this country. If we look back at our founding fathers, they were all warriors, true warriors in every sense. Some of them were ideological warriors. They were statesman warriors. They may have never picked up an arm. They may have never fought a physical battle in their life. But they fought for the hearts and minds of people. They spread their message through their pen and through their mouth and became true warriors in this nation's history. Others were warriors in a physical sense. What I see happening right now, I think it's going to take both. It's going to take people that are willing to lose it all to gain back our freedom. Because if we do not do that, then we've lost this battle. And you can prep up all you want. You can store as much food and arms and equipment and live out in the boonies. But if this evil persists like a virus, like a cancer, and completely permeates this nation and this planet, in the end, all of your stuff that you have stored up in your garage or your basement or in your closet isn't going to do you much good. We have to be willing to stand up. We have to be willing to see that there is a dangerous side to good people, because a good man is not a weak man. A good man is not a calm man. A good man is not a man that is not willing to fight. A good man is a dangerous man. A dangerous man that voluntarily has learned to control that dark side. That is the type of people that we need right now. The only way for evil to triumph is good men to do nothing. And if you do nothing, then I don't think you could really call yourself a good man. I am not making this video as a rally and a battle cry to any type of violence. That is not what I am saying. What I'm saying is that we need to be girded up, have the armor, the full armor, and be ready for battle. That battle may at first just be an intellectual, a philosophical battle of ideas. But nonetheless, we need to be prepared for it. Maybe I'm blowing this out of proportion. Maybe I'm being overly dramatic. I don't believe that I am, because I've thought long and hard about this. And I've thought about all the scenarios that are taking place. And while some of you may think that this is only due to the election that's still up in airs, it's really not. That is only a piece to the greater puzzle that I've talked about extensively on this channel. What I see is all these dark forces have all decided to converge on one place and one time, and that's here and that's now. And we have a choice to make as a people. To hope that things will turn out and they won't be too harsh on us, that they'll maybe let us live in peace if we don't try to buck the system. Or we can stand our ground. Sure, we may lose. Some of us, or maybe even all of us. But we will never have a chance of winning and succeeding if we do nothing. There is a great movement in this nation. A movement like we've never seen before to push this country, its people, and its way of life over the edge of globalism, Marxism, New World control. It has become very apparent, very obvious. No, I don't think the president is the one that is going to save us all. He may be a rallying point for some. No, I don't think Joe Biden is the sign and the symbol of evil. And I don't even think he's that much of a hard left person. I've said all along, it's not about him. It's about the movement behind him. That is the scary part. Joe Biden himself, I feel, is not that great of a threat. It's what stands behind him, ready to unleash themselves on this country. So, to wrap this up, we need dangerous men. No, not evil men, not men that do bad things. We need men that are capable of doing very dark and dangerous things, but that are also capable of keeping that under control until the time is right and know when to use it. Do not allow yourself to be pacified, to be neutered, to be domesticated. Men and women, it's time to stand up and, in the great honor of our ancestors, that built this nation, generation after generation, that fought and died and worked and toiled the land and stood up against evil over and over again. It is now once again that time that good men stand up against it, men and women. So, regardless of how you feel about what's going on in the election or all the things going on around the world, I think the time is going to very quickly be upon you to make a decision, to draw that line in the sand. I just hope that enough of us make the right choice and do the right thing. Because hard times are upon us, and I hope it makes enough good, tough, hard people. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.